So I have been on my journey, my health journey, my Mounjaro journey, this journey of creating and sustaining a healthy lifestyle for the past 49 weeks. And let me just give you an update for this week.
But we are one step closer. We're all in this together. Put your hand in mine. Yeah, we are one step closer. Can you feel it, baby? It's the end of the line. It looks like we made it. Let's get it on. We got it going, moving on. Oh,
I got something to tell you at the end, or towards the end, that literally just happened this morning. But let's just go ahead into the stats for this week and how I did overall for this week. So by the title of this video, you know I have been on Mounjaro for the last 49 weeks. I have been on the 5 milligrams of Mounjaro for the most part of this journey, 2.5 for the first month, 7.5 for about 2 weeks in the middle. But in 3 weeks, I will have been on Mounjaro for 1 year. That is wild. I mean, I've been on Ozempic before, but I wasn't documenting it and I wasn't vlogging it or whatnot. So it just didn't seem like a big deal then, but actually documenting and sharing my journey this time around is crazy. So I've been on Mounjaro for in 3 weeks, almost a year. Wow. And Mounjaro has done good things in my body, you know, so I am pleased with that. Okay, so I started at 191.4 back on I actually weighed on November 30th. No, I think I actually weighed on December 1st and I took the injection on November 30th. I think I have to look down below in the description box and get that accurate account, but I started at 191.4 and as of last week I was at 164.2. And this week when I got on the scale this morning, I am at 163.4. So I went down another, what would that be? 0.8 of a pound. Y'all know my goal. My goal is to get to 160, but I'm not pressed on that. I am just working my way to it. And we'll talk more about that in a little while at the end. But, and how that's going to all, you know, play out with my healthy habits and so forth. But we'll get to that in a second. Let's look at my blood sugars. You know, I like to look at my blood sugars and then show you guys where I'm at with that. My blood sugars this week have been ranging, well, kind of staying steady. They've been between 91 was the lowest, which was today, and then up to 104. That was last week, Thursday. So today is Wednesday, by the way, but that was last week Thursday. So my blood sugars have just kind of been leveling out, and which is fine, which is good, and it's right at the normal range for a fasting blood sugar in the morning. So remember, I do this right in the morning, first thing in the morning. As soon as I get up, I take my blood sugar just to kind of keep an accurate account of it and to document it to see how Mounjaro is affecting my blood sugars. All right, nutrition wise this week. So if you saw any of my previous videos, this past week I made a chicken tortilla soup. That was great. That was great. I froze the rest of it, and I'll have another one this upcoming weekend when I go to work. So that's good. I can just pop that out of the freezer and take it with me and enjoy it. I also did some guacamole. Thank you to Miss Sweet Life of Queen, for she always does guacamole, and she has a recipe, and I went back to one of her videos and I was able to make it because I had, remember those, well, if you watch another video, I had some avocados that were not ripe, and I actually went to the store to get an avocado to make, what did I make with that avocado? Oh, my chicken salad, yeah, my chicken salad sandwich. And then like 2 days later, I felt the avocados and it was starting to, like, I was like, ooh, this is too mushy. So I had to use them. So I made some guacamole. Thank you, Miss Queen. And it turned out great following her recipe. Also, this week I made spinach dip that Miss Queen also, she was talking about it in another video or in comments. I think we were chatting back and forth, and she had some spinach that she used for something, or her spinach dip. And yeah, she was talking about the omelet that I made in the earlier this week, and she wanted to make an omelet, but she used her spinach for the spinach dip. And I was like, oh, I got a bag of spinach I need to use too. So I made some spinach dip. Word of thought, follow her recipe like you should. I actually put the spinach because I was being lazy and I didn't feel like chopping it up. And I was like, you know what, I can just put this in the blender and they'll probably do the same thing. epic fail. But it turned out to be like a green mob, and but it tastes good because I know it tastes good because my oldest daughter, she actually ate it and came back for seconds, and then the next day she heated up some more and ate some more. So I knew it was good. So follow Miss Queen's recipe for her spinach dip as well. It was great. And with that, I one day made me a charcuterie like plate with the spinach dip and the I had the spinach dip, the guacamole. I'll put a picture up here of it. And I think, and I went to the farmer's market and I had some of that butter from the farmer's market and then some of that jelly from the farmer's market. I just had a little charcuterie kind of board. I did that for dinner one night. And this week I also made butternut squash. If you saw my farmer's market video, I got me a butternut squash because I was inspired by Quintina Cherie. She made a butternut squash soup, and I was like, I wonder how that tastes. So I saw the butternut out there at the farmer's market. I was like, perfect time. So I got it. Let me tell y'all, I'm gonna show a picture of it. I was really surprised that butternut squash, that soup was good, because to me it was going to be like, I didn't know what I was expecting, but it's real creamy. It's she actually followed a vegan lady's recipe, and so the lady used coconut milk, and it was good. It was good. Just say it was good. Now the only thing is, I don't know. I used pita chips because I didn't know what to eat it with, because I've never had coconut. Oh, not coconut. I never had butternut squash, so I used some pita chips. This is kind of like add some crunch throughout while I was eating it. What do you use if you eat butternut squash? What do you add to it? Like, do you put anything on top? I saw people had like some seeds and things on top of their, I don't know, for a garnish. But what do you use if you have butternut squash? So I had that. Thank you to Miss Quintina Cherie. And I also tried out some garlic roasted radishes this week from the radishes I got at the farmer's market. And yes, a lot of you said that is good to take place of potatoes. It does. It is. So I was skeptical at first, but it really does. Of course it's not potato, but it does take the place. It can take the place of potatoes. So they were actually good. So fitness was just the treadmill. So that's all I did in the mornings. I did my walk, 35 minutes, 45-minute walk on the treadmill each morning. So what do I want to talk to you guys about? So I got a text message from my pharmacy this morning saying that please call because one of your medications has a high deductible, and please call before we process. So I was like, okay, yeah, my Mounjaro does cost $147 every 3 months, but that's okay. So I called, and she was like, we just wanted you to know that the Mounjaro is $897 for the 3 month supply. And I was like, wait, what? So remember, I'm not sure if you remember, but I have been using not the original savings card, but the savings card that started at the beginning of the year. And it was the savings card that a lot of people got or had, and it took off a good amount from your prescription. And then in July, I think they stopped the savings, people using the savings card if you didn't have the diabetes diagnosis. So I didn't have to change savings card at that time, so I kept using the same savings card. Well, it has reached the point where that savings card has done what it can do. So they have a limit, a max amount that it will reimburse the pharmacies, I guess, throughout the year or for that year. So that has reached this limit. It's max. So I was like, okay. So at first I was thinking, what should I do? And I was like, well, maybe I can ask my provider to change me to Ozempic for the next month or so, and then I can get back on Mounjaro at the beginning of the year with a new savings card. What should I just titrate myself and do every 2 weeks, because I do have 2 pens left right now. Should I just do every 2 weeks? Now give me a month, and maybe I can spread it out even more coming up soon, because I do want to get on maintenance coming up soon. And I do want to I want to trial what it will do to my blood sugar to start spreading it out. So I do want to start looking into that. But when I got to work today, and I was just talking about it to another coworker. She was like, get another savings card. And I was like, okay. So I did. I went on the site and got another savings card, and they processed that, the pharmacy processed that, but it took it down, not to what I'm used to paying, the 140 something, but it took it down to $447 for a 3-month supply, which would be about $149, $150 a month. So not too bad. I think the new savings card that started in July, it only takes down but so much per 1 month, 2 month, 3 month supply. So I'm at the 447 mark if I want to pay for my next 3 months of Mounjaro. So cost effective, I want to be as cost effective as possible. I am starting to think, and I go to my doctor. I thought I would go to him next week, but it's not until the week after for my 6-month checkup, and then that way he'll check my A1C, and we'll talk and everything at that time. But I started to say, well, I'm thinking to myself, first I need to think, am I going to pay this $447? I'm going to have to, because that's as far down as it's going to get if I want to continue with the Mounjaro. But I'm starting to think I do want to trial and play with and see how my blood sugars manage with spreading my injection out. A lot will come with that. A lot will definitely come with that. Will I get the same, like, will I, like, I've got my healthy habits in place. I've, created this lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle. So that's where I'm gonna need your guys' help to, as I think I'm gonna do that. So this week, I usually take my injection on Thursdays. I did it on Wednesdays, and then one time I forgot, and now, so I started doing it like Thursday mornings. We're going to trial this week. My weight is at a good place. That's all I was going to talk to you guys earlier. My weight is at a good place. 163. Let's just play it out. Let's just see. And next week, when I come back and give you my update, we'll see. And then I go to my doctor the week after that. Right before Thanksgiving, I'll go to see my provider, and I'll talk to him about that. I just gotta be cost effective. $447. I mean, that's for a 3-month supply. So I gotta realize that. But then if I space it out, then that could equal to what I was paying before. We'll see. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about. I don't know. We'll see what next week brings, how my blood sugars go. And I mean, Mounjaro stays in your system for a certain amount of time anyway. It does stay in your system for a certain amount of time, as in any medication does. The half-life and so forth. So that's going to have some type of effect on this whole process. And I'll do the next injection the week after that, and we'll go from there and see. That's what we'll do. How is your week going? I hope you're doing great. Do you have any non-scale, scale victories to share with us? I got one of our community members. She sent me a picture of her, and it was her face-to-face from right before when she started to now, and it's a 6-month change. And weight is not the only determination of your journey. Weight is not the only determination of your health journey, and she was able to prove that with that face-to-face. She is on Mounjaro as well, and helping with managing type 2 diabetes as well. But just to see your progress without seeing it on a scale, and we're monitoring our blood sugar, but just to see it in other ways is so eye-opening, and you're so grateful for that. So she was excited, and I was excited for her for that. So that's great. That's a non-scale victory. So what non-scale victories have you had? What scale victories have you had this week? I hope your journey is going great. I hope you're doing well. Even if you're not on Mounjaro, I know some people are not on Mounjaro and they watch these videos. Even if you're not on Mounjaro or Ozempic or Saxenda or Victoza or semaglutide or Tirzepatide, whatever, even if you're not on those medications, how is your week going? Some people are on different journeys in life and are using other techniques and methods to create this healthy lifestyle. So how is your week going? I hope it's going great. Thank you for joining me for another one of my videos. Thank you for continuing to take the time out to support me, and we will see what next week brings. Until the next video, I love you, and you got this. Stick with it. That was my motto at the beginning of this year. Stick with it. I'm sticking with it. I continue to give you these updates because I'm sticking with it. Stick with it. You got this. I love you, and God bless.